Good morning, Philadelphia, and good morning, NFL fans, to another week of Philadelphia Eagles football, where this week our team travels down to Washington to play the 1-2 Washington Redskins. We're 1-2 as well. Looking back to last week, our Eagles went to New York, actually northern New Jersey, and played the Jets. And in the first half, looked very good. Well, looked pretty decent. All three phases of the game clicking. Offense scoring on a touchdown throw to Ryan Matthews. Offense scoring on running play from Darren Sproles. Defense at some point shutting out the Jets. Then Darren Sproles again, providing the spark that's needed to get our offense going in the first place with an 89-yard punt return. Pretty much being the spark like he was last year in Jacksonville, getting our season going. We were up 24-0 at some point. The Jets scored a touchdown right before the half. Jets made a lot of mistakes, but still found themselves in a spot to win the game at the end of the game. But we held on 24-17 for our first victory of the season. Now, as I promised, shout out to what is deserved. I have a friend of mine, actually a good Navy friend of mine, Dave, his twin brother, Paul, actually called this game exactly. Talked about how key it was for Darren Sproles and the exact score, 24-17. So shout out to Paul, which is out in California, near the San Francisco area, which is pretty cool in my opinion. You know, we had a shout for a school down in Florida and now out in California. I mean, Eagles football is traveling no matter how good or bad we're doing, but we still have people that believe in what's going on. On that note too, Paul actually predicted for us to be 3-2, which means he expects a win this week and next week against New Orleans, but we'll see. But thanks for the shout out. Now, traveling to Washington. First off, when I think about traveling to Washington, I actually think of a good memory I spent with a good Navy friend of mine, Chuck, and his family. We decided to combine resources and just go down to DC together. Little backstory, we spent a lot of time traveling in different places while we're in the Navy. We moved to school together in Charleston, South Carolina. He's a nutcase Raiders fan. Took a picture there. We ended up on the same submarine out in California, watched games there, took a picture there. Then we took a picture in front of the Capitol building. That was very memorable for me. Something I always think about, good friends, good travel, and we had a good time in Washington, D.C. One thing that I recommend is going, of course, to the Smithsonian's, more specifically to the Air and Space Museum. A lot of good information that you can learn. Lights! While I do the video, might as well help out people driving in my city without lights. 5 o'clock in the morning. Back to football, though. Back to football. We play a Washington team. We don't know what to expect. I mean, who knows what to expect anything in the NFC East? You pick a week, and NFL.com has picked a favorite in the NFC East. Of course, starting out in the season, the Eagles are the favorite in the NFC East, looking great in the preseason. But it was just preseason, it didn't matter. Coming out against Atlanta didn't look too great. Dallas coming up and squeaking out a win against the Giants. Everybody else losing. So Dallas was the favorite. But of course, Tony Romo got hurt. Game against us. Washington beating St. Louis. When St. Louis just beat Seattle. The Giants going 0-2. Everybody started saying, well, what about Washington? But then the Giants knocking off the Redskins. People go, oh, what about the Giants? So nobody knows what to expect. Washington looked like they were going to have a strong run game. Yeah. Kirk Cousins at some point looked like he was going to be the answer at quarterback. Not anymore. Eagles might be warming up, but they can't put together a full 4 quarters. So I think after week 4 in the NFL is when you start to build an identity. And this is why I think the Eagles are at right now. On the special team side, we've been erratic. We've had a game where we had a punt block for a touchdown, but then we also had Darren Sproles just run back a punt return for a touchdown. So our special teams might get better, but we have some people out right now. Cody Parkey, Pro Bowl kicker, is going to be out for the rest of the season. So that's a big question mark right there. Gardner, which we're trying to get some cohesion on the offensive line, especially at guard, he's going to be out. So Tobin's going to be coming in. Our inside linebackers, Kiko Alonso, Michael Kendricks. Kiko's going to be out like about 4 weeks or so. Michael Kendricks has a hamstring, and as we all know, hamstrings last for a long, long time. Good thing, though, that we drafted Hicks out of Texas, and he's filled in nicely so far. So our defense, though, so far has played well, I believe. Byron Maxwell's been up and down, but for the most part, our run defense has been pretty well. And our secondary just has to gel a little bit more. And depending on if Deshaun Jackson is playing, that's going to test us one way or the other. Deshaun Jackson gets up against games against us all the time because he believes we made a mistake letting him go in 2013. And he can take the top off of defense. He's fast enough to do it. Our special teams has been up and down. So we'll see what to expect there. The offense. I think last week we got a better view of what our offense could be more like. Ryan Matthews ran really hard. He had that fumble. We got to clear that up. But he ran really hard. He had to break a couple tackles early in his runs, and he did it. Ran over 100 yards. As always, it's proven every single year, Darren Sproles is the key to our offense. He is a spark that we need. He doesn't seem like he's slowing down anytime soon. But what we need is better and more consistent play from our quarterback, our wide receivers, and our tight ends. They've been pretty much non-existent for this season so far, and we need more production of people like Zach Ertz, Brent Selleck, Nelson Aguilar. We need to see Josh Huff on the field. I'm a huge Josh Huff fan, but he's got to be on the field. He's got to be catching balls. And Jordan Matthews has to be catching balls. Get those balls on your hands, bring it in. No more drops. For Washington, we're going to be looking at them trying to get their running game going. It's that simple. They're going to want to get their running game going to put the pressure, take the pressure off of Kirk Cousins. We got to stuff the running game to put the ball in Kirk Cousins' hands like we did against Fitzpatrick and then have him make mistakes. We got to keep on the turnovers. We got to keep on getting the turnovers like we've been getting last week and got to limit ours. That's where we're at. And that's what we got to do. It's real simple. It's the execution that's hard. But I'll tell you what, though. I am encouraged, especially the position that our team is in right now. You got to look that Dallas right now doesn't look full strength because of Tony Romo. That's going to put more pressure on their defense that actually crumble against Atlanta. They have a bye week, I believe, this week, and then they come up against the Patriots. Got to be encouraged that Washington looks like they're falling apart, and we're about to play them. I personally believe the team that we got to look out for the most, outside of us in our division, is the Giants. Realistically, they could be undefeated. They gave away a game against Dallas. They gave away a game against Atlanta, and then they beat Washington. And it seems like every 4 years they win a Super Bowl anyway. 2007, 2011, this year being 2015. This isn't about all those other teams. This is about what we can do. This is what we should do. Start showing some heart running like we did with Ryan Matthews, some speed and a spark like Darren Sproles, and other people need to start stepping up to the plate on offense. Our defense needs to keep on playing like they're playing, and we need to put together 4 quarters of football that we can be proud of and keep winning. So this week, we go to Washington. This week is identity week. Who are we? Are we a 1-3 team that doesn't look like we're going to go anywhere this season? Or are we a 2-2 team that's looking to keep fighting, keep clawing, and keep winning in the NFC East, give ourselves a chance to win it? Like I said, it's our time. It's our time to prove it on the field. This is how we do it. 1 week at a time, beat Washington. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles!